Yes. Yep. And it says live, and we're going. So see if you can talk, because we're gonna get. Oh, yes, it's working.
Hello.
Okay. So don't talk for a second. Why does that sound so terrible, though? Could it be? Hold on, I got it off here, right? Yes, off, off. Um, Say good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Good morning. Everybody says we can hear you. Oh, good. Okay. So I want to start off this morning with a happy birthday to PowerApps. I don't know if you guys know it, but we have made 1 year in availability worldwide, and we are so excited to have so much accomplished in just 1 year. So we want to encourage you to be part of our birthday celebration. Come down to the community if you have time. Share what you've done in the past year. We want to know about it. You can do that in the app gallery, kind of show us a screenshot of what you've done. You know, we want to know how you've taken advantage of this year and how the year has gone for you. And what features did you love the most? You know, share this in the app gallery. You can just upload a screenshot of your app. You don't have to attach it if you don't want to, but tell us what you love about that app and how it showed off the features that we've released in the past year. I'm really excited to see how all of us have participated and enjoyed all the new functionality in PowerApps for the past year. I'm even going to upload some of my favorite apps to the app gallery. So you just go to the PowerApps community and then go to the best practices section, and you'll see the app gallery where you can find my apps that I'll be submitting today and tomorrow. So happy birthday to PowerApps. Yay! And it's so great to have you. Now, we have a special guest today. We have Emma Koopa. Emma Koopa is awesome. She is a brand new program manager on the PowerApps team, and she's amazing. She's been working on templates for you, and she's been actually doing things that help you to get started with PowerApps in minutes, like literally just have value add for your company right out of the box without having to know how to write a formula or to be a master at PowerApps like some of us claim to be. But I'm going to let her talk about what she's got to share today. We're going to have a big focus on Office Graph, which is huge in the cloud productivity space. So I hope you'll, get some tips from her today. I'll help to jot them down and put some reminders out on the forum after as well. But let's all welcome Emma and hear what she has to share with us.
Good morning, everybody. So this is my first webinar. I'm really excited to be here. Can they see my screen?
Not yet. So you click that green button and they will be able to see your screen.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So what I want to give you a layout of what we're going to talk about today. One, for those of you who aren't quite sure what Microsoft Graph is, we'll talk a little bit about that and the value it brings to using Microsoft and Office products, as well as what having that integration with PowerApps does for you. Mm-hmm. And then our newest template is the out of office template.
Love it.
And
I've tried it. It's awesome.
It's great. Every time I go on vacation, I'm just going to use it.
Yeah.
And so I want to walk through some particularly interesting scenarios from that app. And then finally, I want to do a scenario to create a people search or people picker in one of our existing templates and show you how to use the Office 365 users connector in order to do that.
Yep.
So just to give you where we're headed on this voyage.
Yep, this is going to be exciting. We'll save time at the end for you guys to ask questions as well.
Okay. So first things first, what is Microsoft Graph?
Hold on. I don't see. Yeah, it says
sharing?
it. Okay, we're sharing now. Good.
Okay. So Microsoft Graph is essentially not just a thing, but it's everything. So those are the APIs that your Outlook calendar is based off of, your contacts, your Azure Active Directory, documents, OneNote, etc. These are all the API endpoints that underlay the whole Microsoft suite of platforms and services. And so you might be like, oh, cool, how is that different from before? So all these API endpoints allow people to be able to take Microsoft services like Office, Outlook, and include them in their own products. So you're able to leverage the services you're already using in your company and use them in more things that you're creating. The other thing that Microsoft Graph is able to do is it's able to surface relationships. So for example, in your Azure Active Directory, you're a user, but also it's able to know, hey, this is your manager. These are all your direct reports. And while that doesn't sound that impressive, you can use it to do a lot of very interesting things.
I know in a lot of companies, you know, we kind of take it for granted internal to Microsoft. We have tools for organizational charts that we can click on just about everywhere. But a lot of companies don't have a formal org chart process, and they actually rebuild org charts. So people leave and they go get a PowerPoint and they make another org chart and they make a picture and they post it on their SharePoint. So people are still doing that, believe it or not. So it's kind of great to have these tools that can just go and find that information based on a query using Office Graph. And I just love that.
It's actually really useful. And the thing about Graph is that it's able to take it a step further. So something we recently included was the relevant people function. So for example, if you want to get not just, you know, your peers on your team, but the people that you talk with most every day, have the most meetings with, and you can get those group of people right away.
Like Delve Analytics.
Like Delve Analytics, which can be very useful for a variety of different app scenarios. Anyway, so I wanted to show everyone.
Where is that? That's on developer.microsoft.com/graph.
Okay. The main Microsoft Graph site. And so if we go to the Graph Explorer, I don't want to get too technical, but basically this allows you to take a look at all the different things that you can do with Microsoft Graph. So you can get my profile. Like if I signed in here, it would get my actual profile. And so it gives you, this is what the actual response would be from that endpoint. Now, this is all well and good. Like Microsoft Graph is more intended for pro developers who are able to take this information and use it as like a backend to their apps. What PowerApps included in this does through our connectors is that we allow you to be able to use all these endpoints with pretty minimal coding. In fact, like you add a gallery and, you know, a couple lines and you've got something already. So basically, I just wanted to show what Graph is and a couple examples of things that you can do. You can get your manager, a lot of different things. This is a useful site, this Explorer, in order to see all the different things that you can do with this. And a lot of these are included in our connectors already.
And what I did for everybody is I just added the link to the description of the below the video so that you can go there yourselves and check it out. But don't be scared by all of this code looking stuff.
No, we're gonna
because we done abstracted that from you so that you can do stuff without even knowing this.
One thing that I've been getting a question about is, okay, so where's the graph connector? There's not a graph connector in PowerApps. Actually, it's abstracted away into, so the Office 365 users, you know, like the planner connector and all of those are actually using graph endpoints. So it's
incorporated in those connectors that we've already been using.
Yeah, so it's already there. We're slowly adding more into the ones that you've already been using.
Okay.
So it's just, yeah, so it's not like there's a graph connector. It's kind of transparent to everyone.
Okay.
But you will notice over the coming months the added functionality to all these connectors because of the graph endpoints they're on.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, great to know.
Yeah.
Show us some stuff. How can we use this?
Let's get to it. So first I wanted to go over just from a high level. Everybody's seen this page already.
This is brand new, guys, though. I don't know if you've noticed it, but we released a brand new homepage.
Brand new homepage. So you have like the ones that you currently edited, your most recent, and then you start from a blank or start from a data one, and then all your templates here. So I want to first go through our newest one, the Out of Office app. So while this is loading, basically the idea for this one came from you know, the setting auto replies experience in Outlook. Those endpoints became available on Graph, so you can actually, you know, update them not directly in Outlook, but from an API from the connector.
Oh.
And yeah, so these are the two connectors that are used in this app: Office 365 Outlook and Office 365 users.
And I believe that our current, you can click allow if you want to keep going, but yeah, I believe that our current mobile app for Outlook doesn't allow us to actually set out of office replies. So this would be a great, you know, kind of way to set those office.
No, it does.
Oh, it does? Okay, because I haven't been able to figure that out, so I might have missed it. But this would be a nice way to give your team a way to do it. That's a little fancier than what we might have already in the mobile app. Yeah.
So I don't know how many people have already clicked on or explored this, but maybe I'll walk through it quickly to show everyone what it does in the first place, and then I'll actually go in and we can take a little peek under the hood.
All right.
All right, so if we play this app, so basically what this first page is I can create a new out of office event, or I can select an event from my calendar that is suggested here. So basically what we're doing is we're looking for events that are longer than 6 hours, which would probably be the likely scenario that somebody who wanted to set their auto office replies would want to choose. So in this case, I'm gonna choose my super mega awesome vacation one, and it automatically pulls in the dates from that one, or I could create a new one or extend it or whatever I wanted to here. Go next. And so this page will auto-generate a type of response for me for setting that out of office message. So I'm going on vacation, so I'll hit next. And then this is to let my team know how much email access I'll have. So I'll say intermittent access for this one. And now it automatically pulls in my manager for a person I should contact while I'm out.
So one question, before in the previous screen, it said intermittent access. My assumption there is this is like when I'm out, here's how available I am. Either you don't get to me at all, or every now and then I'll check email, or I'm going to be completely available. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
So and so then you might want to have a person in that message who you should contact while you're out. So we automatically pull in your manager, but you know, I could change this as well. So if I wanted Audrey to
I would love to be your backfill, no problem.
Webinar.
And this is cool because I think what's happening, and you tell me if I'm wrong, is it's actually collecting information that it will use for this out of office message.
Yep.
And I love that it found my manager. So no matter who is using this app, it will automatically look up their manager.
Yep.
Okay, that's cool. All right. I don't have to configure that as an app maker.
As an app maker, no. If you just open this, it'll automatically be here. So
Good.
As we saw at the beginning, I haven't done any code changes.
That's
this
right.
is out of the box.
Okay.
And you're actually using, Microsoft Office Graph without, creating anything yourself.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
All right. So next, and see here we've generated a blurb saying like, I'm on vacation from this date to this date with intermittent access to email. Please contact Audrey at
I picked up my email.
At the email.
Yeah.
Regarding webinars. Otherwise, I'll respond as soon as I can. And
I love it. Okay.
Yeah, and just like in your actual Outlook experience, you could set the response for outside of your organization as well, and we automatically put the same thing.
Right. In this case, you might actually edit Audrey at Microsoft.com to be PowerApps.Microsoft.com.
Yep. So
that they could go to the community and post a question.
Yep.
Oh,
exactly.
that's actually quite awesome. All right.
And so what I can do with this, and when I press save, this will actually set it live. Like this is all live right now. So if I wanted to,
you'll have to bring your Outlook into that screen if you want to share.
Okay, cancel here. So I'll show everybody my Outlook. And if we look at auto replies, there's that message that's been set. And it's, if you notice here that it sets it in the future during that time range that I actually wanted to be out. So it's not like I turned it on right now. And so, yeah, you can see that it's already there.
That's perfect. Really
cool.
It's full integration with Outlook, with the Outlook instance.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so let me hide this here.
Yeah.
So this is our app. And so if you wanted to edit it, you could click on here and edit. You could turn it off, which will turn off, like do not send auto replies.
Yeah.
Just in case, you get back early or something else.
Mm-hmm.
And so these other two functions are also pretty interesting. So a lot of people tend to send out a calendar invite to the people that they work with to be like, hey, I'm going to be out these days.
Yeah.
Or at this time. And so we've actually incorporated that into this app so it's all in one place. And then the other one is to clear your calendar of any conflicts that you have in that calendar without having to go to each and every single one and decline or cancel them. So let me walk through that really quickly. So send calendar invite, we automatically pull the subject title that we set at the beginning, or that was from the calendar event that's chosen.
Mm-hmm.
We take the same message that we generated earlier to send to the people that I want to know that I'm out of office. And then this is at the actual, like the part that I think is really cool. We automatically pull your most relevant people. So these are the people that I work with most frequently.
Oh.
So some of these people aren't actually on my team. And they're not actually, my peers or my manager or direct reports or anything. These are people that I work with, across organizations.
That is cool. That does remind me a lot of Delve. You can see Delve is on top of Office Graph now.
Yeah, you can see the influence.
So even if Justin, for instance, is in, let's say Justin is in Xbox. If you work with him every week, even though you're in cloud and
enterprise,
it still recognizes that you work with him, and it will give him a notification.
Yeah, it's able to look at and see, okay, like, you spend 5 hours a week in meetings with this person. They're probably, important to you.
Wow.
Which is really, really cool.
No, I love it. I can think of other uses for this. This is awesome.
Machine learning at your fingertips,
Yeah.
So, and then like, I can like exit people that, if I didn't want to send it to them, or like if I wanted to add people, I could do that as well.
Okay. And I love the way as you type, it goes in and checks the profile for someone that applies.
Yeah.
Now, there's two Audreys only because I got divorced and it's still not clear. But it is funny that it's so fast. I mean, I'm just amazed at how quick it's finding people as she types. And it's actually finding as she types. So it's not waiting till she finishes. It's looking people up as she types, which is really awesome. Thank you for showing that to us.
Anyway, so I can send this. Done.
Awesome.
So now you have a calendar invite for my fake vacation on Saturday.
Yes, yes, great.
And then, so what the PowerApp does is that we count the number of invites that you've sent out to people. So we send it to 10 people. We say, okay, you sent this to 10 people, etc.
And what is clear my calendar?
So clear my calendar. So basically, we look up during the time frame that you're going to be out of office, and we pull in all those meetings, and we're like, hey, do you want to, let them know you're not going to be there?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Because I always forget to decline the meetings while I'm out.
And people are like,
where's Audrey? Yeah. Okay, this is awesome. This is going to help me and people that need me.
Yeah.
I love it.
Especially like if you have, if you're going on a week vacation, like that's
Yeah,
a lot
that's
of
really
meetings
important.
to go.
Yes,
into
click on
your
one at a
calendar
time.
And click on one at a time. So basically what we'll do here, if you're the organizer, we'll cancel the meeting. And then if you're not,
you'll actually cancel it?
Yeah. So I can show this right now. So I just made these just earlier, just so I could show you guys. So the other thing is too, is that it's not like you have to decline them all. Like maybe you can attend the Skype meeting, so you don't want to cancel that one. So I can select these two other meetings and clear them. So maybe here, let me go back to my, I'm just looking at my Outlook calendar and I'll show the day. I just don't want to expose all the different places. So if we look at my Outlook calendar here, so there's the vacation that I took the event from. And so if I actually look at it, we'll see that, oh, Audrey is invited to that. And there's the message that we automatically generated from the app. So Audrey has that invitation and knows that, I'm going to be out.
You know what? I had actually opened this up and played with it a little bit, but I didn't get all the functionality until today. This is truly awesome.
Yeah, and so we can see that these are the meetings that I have right here.
Yeah.
And so if we go back to the app, so I can clear these two conflicts because maybe I want to go to the Skype meeting. So I can clear those ones. And there we go. So it says you've cleared the two conflicts.
Okay, this is too awesome. You got to show us a little bit of this, how it's done, or at least how to do it, because this is the bomb. This is truly awesome.
Yeah, so you can see that those meetings are gone.
Yep.
It's all live right there at your fingertips.
I can think of this being extremely useful for teams that are scheduling events, or scheduling customer response even, so that they keep track of who's got what and who's out when.
Yeah.
And they can do this when they're on the road because this app is right on their phone, right? It works on the phone.
It's really quickly. Like if I wanted to go through and, just keep going, like do it really quick, I could, I could probably do all these things in under like 2 minutes.
So I think I might use my app more than my Outlook now because this is faster. I like it. I really do. I like it. Show us a little bit about kind of what's happening in the back end that we could reuse.
I can do that. So there's a bunch of different stuff going on here. So one of them is like sending a calendar invite. Another one is like the relevant people. And then there's like some more PowerApp-y things, like how we gather up all those different pieces throughout the app to create that response. So for the purposes of this webinar, I think I'm going to focus more on the Office graph integrations.
Yes.
But if people are interested in how we did that other part, maybe we could cover that later.
Yeah,
at
and they
another
can
time, webinar
and
ask
FY,
questions or
yeah,
whatever.
and FYI, everybody can do this today.
Yeah.
They just
like-
go ahead and create this
Yeah,
template,
so-
and then they can look at the formulas.
Yeah.
But we'll have you come back again and kind of help us grow up into
Yeah.
this app. So go ahead. I'm so happy that you came to show us this, but we're gonna have to have you come back a couple more times.
Yeah, for sure. And the other thing is too is that so this is a series. I don't think I mentioned that at the beginning, but so we have some more templates in the pipelines that use Microsoft Graph for a bunch of different scenarios. So those will be coming out in the future as well. And maybe at the next webinar, we can show some of those.
I'm going to ask everybody for ideas too. So we'll put those in the ideas forum to help you out. If you have ideas on how you'd like to use Office Graph in your PowerApps, and you think of a template we might be able to make, drop it in the forum ideas and tag it Emma. And then we'll see if we can get those for you. All right, Emma, thank you.
Yeah, for sure. The other thing is too, if you're having problems actually working with Microsoft Graph, what you can do is that they actually are very active on Stack Overflow, like the general Stack Overflow of the world. So Audrey can pull it up, but
yeah, I'll put the link in the description.
Yeah, if you go to Stack Overflow and you tag it like hashtag Microsoft Graph, and you have any questions about how to use it, or if you're getting errors or anything, the actual PMs from the Microsoft Graph team will actually answer you right there.
Okay, so when it's specific to Microsoft Graph, Stack Overflow, but when we want to learn how to use your templates and PowerApps, then it's us, our community.
Then it's our community.
Yeah, makes sense.
So,
thank you.
Yeah, we can post that in the description there.
Yeah, doing it right now.
Awesome. Alrighty. So I guess let's look quick at, I just think the relevant people is like the best thing. I think it's so cool. So if we go to our send calendar invite page, we can look at our gallery here and actually what we're calling into action here. So our gallery is recent contacts. And so this is calling a collection. I'm not sure like how experienced everyone is, but for the purposes of this, I'll assume that everyone knows that a collection is a temporary tabular data source within the PowerApp that you can store stuff in.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're storing the items in the gallery in a collection. And so where that collection lives on the page, because right when you get to this page, we want to populate this for you. And so we actually call that on the screen level. So on this screen, when you go on visible, this is where we're adding to that collection the relevant people. And so I can walk you through this call right here. It might look a little intimidating at first, but actually it makes a lot of sense. So first, we're going to add to our collection. First, we're going to clear collect, because if you've been through it before, as we saw right when I first loaded it, Audrey was the only one in here. But we say on when you first see the screen, we want to show you all of your relevant people. So we're creating the collection user collect, and we're saying that for all of the items in this collection, we're saying, so Office 365 users is the data source that we're having that is connected to this. And you just put a dot, and it can walk you through all the different things that you can do and pull with this.
Oh.
So for example, if say I didn't want to have relevant people as the default here, I could do all of my direct reports that would show up here, or my manager, or other things that are available. So the Microsoft, like our PowerApps connector, allows you to walk through these patterns very easily, versus like what we saw in the Graph Explorer, that it gives you a dump of JSON, which is like API endpoint description. So basically put the dot. I guess I could do this like actually live and take it away.
Or you could, well, you know, if you copy it maybe to Notepad, you could probably make it a little bigger on the screen. But I think you're doing fine. I think I'm understanding.
Can people see? Okay.
Yeah, the Office 365 users, if you could just go to View Data Source, I just want to show them one thing.
Yeah. So
connected to this template automatically are two data sources. The Office 365 users one, which she's talking about right now, and the Office 365 one for the Outlook, right? So this first on visible command that she's showing you is referencing the relevant people using Office 365 users. Mm-hmm. So whenever you're making your formulas for these types of connectors, you start with the name of the data source, then dot. And that will enable you to see everything that's available through that data source. Relevant people, like she just brought out, is only one of the many things available from Office 365 users. Does that help? Okay.
That does help.
Okay.
No, you put it perfectly.
Okay, good. It takes a while to get used to.
Yeah. So basically, some of these calls, so relevant people, they need a source. So you want to find relevant people, but who are you finding relevant people for?
For who?
For who?
Right.
So that's the source it's saying here. So you need a user ID of some sort. So at the very beginning of the app, we say, like, when you first log in, mm-hmm. you know, where you have to say allow, we actually take your user ID from Office 365 users, and we put that away so that we can use it later for all sorts of different things.
And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we could also use an email address to get the ID. Yes. Okay, so if we had a property on the screen, a control with the email address inside, then we could reference the text of that control as well. Yeah.
Yes,
okay. Yeah.
I think there's like ID, my principal name, a bunch of different things that you could use that are unique to that person.
Cool.
You wouldn't want to use like a name of a person, because there might be multiple, more than one.
Yeah.
Like there's probably like a billion Emma Coopers in the world.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Okay.
And then we have dot value, which is the only thing that's a little weird, but basically you're saying like that's the value that we want.
Yep.
And so all these things are what we want from those relevant people that we're adding to our collection. So we want to take their display name under name and address, which is the email address. So if we go back to a collection, we can see that's what's there. So we want to look at user collect, and you can see that we have address and name there.
Yeah.
Right here. So name, we're taking the display name from each of the relevant people. In the address, we're taking the first email address.
Yep. Yep. And that's because this is an array of data.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Perfect.
Cool. Is everybody still able to follow?
No big questions yet.
Okay. I don't want to go.
I have a couple of them at the end, but no big questions yet.
Got it. So yeah, I just wanted to show that. I think that this functionality is super cool, and there's like a bunch of different ways that you could use this kind of like gallery connected to Office 365 users, relevant people. That combination, I think, is very powerful. And you could also pull in other things, like if I wanted to show like what company they're from or their user photo, I could also do that. And that's what I'll be showing later.
Okay. I think many of us have used Office profile properties and kind of have an idea of the standards. You know, some companies have custom properties, but I don't think they would be included here yet. You know, there wouldn't be a way to reference custom properties in your Active Directory. But if you have the standard ones like company, job title, department, that kind of thing is all available.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's like a wide variety of different things that you can have. Like we could look at it right now. But I think there's a bunch of different things. And if you wanted to, the other thing is that you could create your own custom connector to access those custom properties.
Tessa came and helped us understand that. Yeah, so we got to do another webinar on that because people do want to make custom connectors sometimes.
Yeah, it's gotten a lot easier for sure.
Oh, cool.
To make it by yourself.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, cool. That's how that one works.
Okay.
We can take a look at actually what the calendar invite is about. So take a little peek under here. So basically on the other thing to keep in mind, I'm not sure, when you're taking apart templates and you're looking at them, if you're looking for, hey, where does this actually do this? It makes sense to think of it like PowerApps is based on a declarative language. So everything that happens where it happens. So when you hit send, think, okay, so that's probably when you're sending the calendar invite. And so if I want to look for how to do that, I should probably click on that send button. So it
that's true.
Like when you're taking apart the templates, it makes sense to think about, okay, what is the scenario that's happening?
What's triggering?
And what's triggering, what's happening in those scenarios, which will lead me to where that code or where that actually those controls are and what's happening.
Yep. And then with buttons, it's always that on select property there that you have.
Yeah.
Now, a tip I'd like to give people is when you're looking at these, if you click right after the first paren of any function, it will give you the syntax up above. And if you go to the PowerApps community, you can search for that function as set open paren, close paren, and get details on that function. Now, that happens to be one of our brand new functions, which is a global variable. We just recently released this, I would say a couple of months maybe. And so we used to just have local variables, and now we have global. So, but if you go look up set on the community, you'll find it. You're also, one more tip I want to show you, that if you click on the FX, it is helpful to know that we have grouped the functions by type. And so, and many times you can actually use this to go and click here and then find the one you want. You can click learn more, and it'll actually take you to the community, to the reference area. So we're actually going to try and expand what's available in the product to help you find these things. But in the meantime, I find it helpful to just click behind the first paren, and it will give me the syntax. The syntax will often include, like, let's see if I click on this one. It often includes the variables that are available for that syntax. So although this is all you need for this particular function, it shows you all your possible parameters that you can add. So clicking after that first paren is often very useful. But again, I do want to underscore that all of this has been done for you in this app, so you don't have to understand it to use it. You can get the value right away. But for those of you that want to repurpose this, it is worth your time to kind of look and see how it's working. Make sense, Emma?
Yeah, for sure.
Does that, do you agree?
Yeah, I think the templates are useful for a couple of reasons. One, out of the box, you're able to see the power of PowerApps.
Yes.
And use it right away in your organization. But two, it also gives you a lot of examples of what you could do, and allows you to, dig right into it and see how it's made, and you can take and use those pieces in your own stuff.
So Sandy asked, can you show us how it pulled the conflicting events?
The conflicting events. So we would have to go to, send calendar invite, clear calendar. And so it'd be in this gallery. Where is this here? Clear calendar event list. And so basically what we do here, I'm pretty sure on visible of this one. So basically we take and we make a collection. So we utilize collections a lot in this app in order to make it flexible for everyone. And so we make this collection, and we look at the time period of of your out of office, and we go and we pull all those conflict events.
Oh, so that's just built in. That conflict, you didn't make that conflict events. That's part
So
of.
this is, if we go to collections, conflict events.
Oh, okay,
is
you made
here.
that collection.
And so basically we pull that from Microsoft Graph and we look through that time. So if we go back for all conflict events, ID, blah, blah, blah.
And where did the conflict
item.
event get created? That particular connection, conflict events.
I thought it was on visible at the screen, but it might be. Pretty sure, like for all conflict events.
Okay, so he says, Ian pointed out the conflict events is made in the on visible of the welcome screen.
Okay, so right at the very beginning, that's what we do.
Thank you, Ian.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, here it is. Yes. We do a lot of stuff, right?
Don't be frightened here, okay? But we kind of needed to show Sandy where the conflict events is being collected, and it's right there on the bottom of that welcome screen, where it is actually naming a collection conflict events, and then it's filtering all future calendar events that are under the conditions that are provided there.
Yeah. So we actually create on startup all of the future calendar events that are in there. So we take all your future calendar events and we take and filter those according to the start time, which is the start time of your out of office and the end time.
And you shouldn't worry too much about this entire formula, but I will say that Emma will be blogging about this soon. So we'll have a blog that will kind of supplement our webinar on this topic to help you too. And then you feel free to post questions in the forum. If you want to tag them, Emma or Audrey, you can do that, and we'll hopefully work back with you to help you. Mm-hmm. Really, thank you, Emma.
Is that good?
Yep, that's good. Okay. She's got it. She says, cool, thanks.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah, so that's that. Is there anything?
Let's see. If you, the final, so there was a screen there that, and I think that the same thing, the conflict? No, the one where it says, who's my people that will get this notification. Mm-hmm. Remember you X'd out some of them, and I was saying, even if one of them was in Xbox, mm-hmm. Can you show us how that picks up the people that are near us? Okay. Is that just the relevant people profile? Function?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's how easy that is. So you don't have to think too hard, because Office Graph is kind of doing that work for you.
It's doing all the work for you. So you just need to call that endpoint, tell it who's relevant people you want to get.
Okay.
And there you go. And then you just need to tell it what from those people you want to see. So if you want to see their name, which is likely, right. Or if you want to see email addresses, yes, you just have to tell it what all you want.
What parameters you want to look at. There. Okay. Oh, that's awesome. All right, can we review? If you go back to the homepage of PowerApps real quick.
Yep. This one.
Yep, and just, so if you're in the homepage, right, and you click on Office, you will automatically sort down to anything that has to do with Office 365 or Office Graph, right?
Yeah.
That would be in this section.
Yeah.
So as Emma releases new Office Graph templates, you can get to them quickly just by clicking on Office here. Now, if you'll hover over that, Emma, I just want to point out, when you hover over templates, sometimes you will get two formats and sometimes you'll only get one, but you can select the format on the bottom above Make This App, which means whether you want it to be in a phone or a tablet format. And then show them like that one, you can see it has both, and it kind of gives you a preview of them. And then you click Make This App once you've selected the one you want.
The other thing is that if you actually click on the picture of the app, we pop out a preview for you.
Yeah, so you can
So
test it and see if you really
if
want
you
it.
want to test it and see it, it's available right here.
Yeah, and it actually, would it work in this preview mode? Does it work? Like, does it pick up My Manager and stuff?
Yeah, so this would all be live. Since this one is connected to like an actual like connection, so like Outlook or Office 365 users, like it'll let you know that you have to log in order to use it. Those ones are actually live.
Wow. Okay, keep that in mind, those of you that are doing demos. Your calendars will show up here because it's live, all right? But this is awesome, Emma. This is evidence of a lot of work that you've been doing, and we want to thank you. I mean, I'm really grateful that you and Ian's online, guys. Ian is a fairly new member to the team as well, maybe I don't know, 6 months, a year, something like that. Ian has been one of our technical contributors to this, and so he works with the back end quite a bit. He's extremely talented as a developer and app designer, and he's doing wonderful things. He's been doing a lot of work on the templates and samples for all of you. So please, give Ian and Emma a big kudos, because they're working hard to make this easy for you. Now, Emma, they asked me, does Emma have a Twitter account? People want to start following you.
Oh,
do you have one?
I don't. I should make one,
Yes, because they're ready. They're like, okay.
Okay, if you guys will follow me, I'll get a Twitter account.
Okay, and we'll have Ian get one too. I tell you, it's been such a pleasure working with these two. They really, really care about you guys and getting you what you need to get started quickly.
Yeah.
Do we have any questions? And Laura's in agreement. Everybody wants you to have a Twitter account.
Okay.
All right. Anybody have any questions for Emma? If not, we can actually close up this unless you have other questions or you want her to show you some more things. We'll close it up for today. This has been exciting. I want to encourage you to try the templates. Go visit the homepage, try the templates that we have there, play with Office Graph a little bit, post your ideas in the forum ideas, reach out to me if you have questions or comments, and you'll be able to follow Emma soon.
Yeah.
So either of us, you can tweet with the questions.
Yeah, for sure.
And we look forward to seeing what you do with this. That's what makes it so exciting for us, because we work hard so that you can be innovative quickly. If there's no questions, I'm going to close this down and say thank you all for coming. It's been awesome.
Yeah, and stay tuned for all the new templates that'll be coming your way shortly.
I can get back to Google. So we're going to have to say goodbye. Stop sharing, maybe?
Yeah, there.
There we go. And so you'll see us again, I hope. Yeah. Have a good day. Thank you. Happy birthday, PowerApps. Yay! Post what you've been doing the past year, okay? We want to celebrate by sharing. Yeah. And you guys have a great week. Happy PowerApping.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Hang up there.